Getting trapped at the high of the breakout is like showing up to the party after the cops got called. The fun's over and you are about to have a really difficult conversation with mom. Your parents, they told you not to go, but you didn't listen. This is exactly how I used to trade. I would chase every breakout I saw. My mind would scream, screw you mom, I'm going to the party anyway, only to watch a fake breakout slap the cuffs on my wrist. And just like the party, by the time you realize your fate, it's already too late. Look, I've been there multiple times. It's painful, expensive, and honestly, it made me want to quit more times than I care to admit. Here's what changed everything. One simple filter that kept me out of 90% of fake breakouts. 2 levels for long, 2 levels for short, and 1 purple line. That's it. Most traders, they will ignore this because it's too simple. They need something complex to feel smart about their entries. But here's the thing. While you're getting handcuffed at fake breakouts, I'm making real money on the real ones because I learned to wait for mom's permission. And in trading, mom is the LE model. This is how to avoid fakeouts, aka how the LE model keeps you out of traps. The false breakout epidemic. So recently, especially in the beginning of this year, we have seen a ton of false breakouts almost every single day. Traders, they come into my community, they get all excited about a big, beautiful candle only to get absolutely rinsed. So here's the epidemic. You chase a big move off the open only to be like Timmy here screaming by 10:30, I don't want to trade anymore, trading's not for me, because you chased a false breakout. Another term for false breakouts is a fake breakout, but really we're going to go in detail of what this means and how to avoid them. But before you do that, make sure you click the free Discord link down below. I trade live twice a week, and I'm also doing Sunday scans where we go over all my charts, everything like that, and answer your questions. It's free. Tap in. All I need is your email so I can send you the link. All right, so let's get into it. Why do breakouts fail? There's only 2 reasons why a breakout might fail. Now, you could argue with me and say there's a bunch of reasons why they don't fail, but these are the 2 most common reasons. Number 1, no real momentum behind the move. Basically what this is saying is it's a random pop off the open or a random drop. It's random. It's not real momentum. It's not real price action. It's almost like it's fake. And number 2, daily chart overrides the intraday trend. This is key, and we're going to do a lot of explaining when it comes to this. This is, I'm telling you, the number 1 reason I see traders getting absolutely rinsed on a day-to-day basis. And I'm going to teach you exactly how to avoid that. So what does no real momentum behind a move actually look like? We can see no real momentum. So Google here prints a huge candle off the open, huge candle that leaves a huge schwick, okay? So what do traders do? They chase this and they got a huge wick in their mouth. Now you may be wondering, well, Ellie, at one point it was above the previous day high. Yes, but this is a 10-minute chart. It did not get above it on the 10-minute chart. Now, you may be saying, well, Ellie, it's above the pre-market high. Yes, it is, but there's not enough room. If you're going to enter right here, let's say you get a fill in the middle, what are you going to do? Play up to the previous day high? There's not enough room for you to make money. This is a fake breakout. You get a huge wick, ginormous wick, John Wick, all right, whatever you want to call it, and price gets stuck in there. There's no real move. This is a fake candle. This is what happens when you chase the open. So you enter up, and what happens? By the time you get back from getting your espresso from your kitchen, you're already at the lows of the days. I'm telling you, I used to sit in these trades all the time, and while this was going down, I'd be in total shock. I would not know what to do with my life, and I would ride these things all the way to the lows. You need real momentum, okay? This is just a giant candle and a huge wick that got sold off. It's not real momentum. Next. Daily chart overrides intraday trend. I see this all of the time, so let me explain it. You see a stock, it looks like it's about to break out. Printed a pretty big candle off the open, and it looks nice and juicy, and you want to take it long. But I want you to stop there. Just because the 10-minute chart looks nice and pretty, the daily chart. If this was, let's say we cross out the word daily here, and we wrote the 10-minute, you'd be screaming from the hilltop saying, yo, Ellie, I'm going to short this thing, okay? We got the pop to the ADMA. I'm going to take some puts and ride this thing to the lows, right? So it doesn't make a difference if it's a 10-minute versus the daily. Remember the time frame hierarchy. The daily chart will always be above an hourly chart. It will always be above a 30-minute chart, and it most certainly will be above a 10-minute chart. If the daily is bearish, do not look to long it unless the trend changes. This is a clear downtrend. You're not going to come in here and buy calls intraday to scalp it. Why? Because every pop it's getting to the 8 EMA, pop, sell, look, another pop, sell, more pop, sell, it wants to go lower. You on Robinhood with 3 Netflix calls is not going to move the stock. You need a serious investor or news to turn this trend around. I cannot stress enough, the daily chart will override intraday trend. There's always better setups. If the whole market is ripping, I guarantee you there's better setups than trying to buy Netflix at the lows. So the LE model foundation. You need to understand the LE model if you're new here, so I'm going to cover it. The LE model foundation. What is the LE model? It stands for levels first and then EMAs. Remember, it's not the EL model, okay? So it's not EMAs, then levels. It's levels first and then EMAs. So in order to be long a stock, you must be above the previous day high and the pre-market high, forming an outside day. In order for you to be long, you have to be above the previous day high and the pre-market high. For those that hate acronyms, or actually love acronyms, whatever you want to call it, PDH is previous day high. Pre-market high is PMH, pre-market high. You also have to be above the purple line. The purple line here is the 8 EMA. You need to be above the purple line. And you enter on what comes first. The LE model is your fake out filter. It will tell you if a stock is actually trending or if this is going to be a fake out. Remember, if a stock has real momentum, the daily is bullish, you're not going to get those random wicks off the open. It is going to be strong and trending. That is why we use the LE model. So how does this work? We can see over here, here's our pre-market high and here's our previous day high. But price opened all the way up here. Therefore, the odds of us retracing all the way down and then bouncing is extremely low. That's likely not going to happen because if it's opening at the highs, it means people are front running it during the pre-market. So it's not going to happen. What do we have to do? We have to wait for it to come down and tap the purple line. You're not going to buy this floating candle or this one over here. You're going to buy once it touches the EMA, which is right here, and goes to the highs. That is the LE model. Again, it's not going to come down and tap the levels. It already made a strong move off the open. So therefore, we have to use the EMAs because the EMAs are going to come first. The LE model entry rule. This is key. You need to understand when we enter stocks. Write this down, screenshot it, and print it out and put it on a note card, whatever you want to do with it. So for calls, you're going to enter on a level EMA retest, which we discussed is the previous day high, PDH, or the pre-market high, PMH, or the purple line tap, which is a EMA test. Okay? And for puts, also for calls, it means you want the stock to go up. Puts, you want the stock to go down. For puts, you're going to enter on a previous day low or a pre-market low level retest or a purple line tap. If you ever get confused on the trend for calls, you want the stock to go higher, previous day high, pre-market high. If you want to buy puts or short a stock, you want the stock to go lower. So previous day low, pre-market low. This is an easy trick if you ever get confused. Or a purple line tap. The key here is whichever comes first. Remember, if a stock is ripping, and the previous day high is down here, pre-market high is down here as well, you need to use EMAs. Because the odds are, if it's going absolutely nuclear, we need a dynamic support or resistance in order to find good entries. If you're going to sit there and just wait for the level retest, you're going to miss so many moves, it's not going to be funny anymore. So let's see if the LE model would have saved us for those 2 trade examples we looked at. False breakout number 1. Did it save us? Yes, it did, because notice it's not above the previous day high. It actually rejects off the previous day high and then goes down into the gulag. Therefore, you wouldn't have entered this stock. If you're in this stock, you're not trading the LE model correctly, and therefore you got the false breakout because there's no real momentum behind the move. Fake breakout number 2. Did the LE model save us? Well, absolutely, because it clearly clearly rejected off the pre-market high and the previous day high on the first 10-minute chart. The first candle of the day told us there's no entry here. If you entered, you were buying randomly off EMAs. Look, the EMA is all the way down here. It has to be up and over these levels in order for this EMA to even matter. However, if you're just coming in down here and buying it down here, you are not following the LE model. Remember, L for levels and then EMAs. So would this have saved you? The LE model would have absolutely filtered you out of this trade. You would not have taken it. Your focus would have been elsewhere. But what does a real breakout look like? So now we're going to hit the charts. I'm going to switch it up. I've done a lot of PowerPoint videos, but now we're going to head over to the charts. So here we go. See you on the charts. Welcome back. So the first trade we're going to review is Amazon, and we're going to use replay mode on how to enter the stock. So we can see, by the way, if you want these levels here, it's a free script in my free Discord. Click the link down below. It's literally free. You can tap a button and you'll have these levels automatically. It's free. Okay. So we can see Amazon here is making a large move, but it's not above the pre-market high and the previous day high. So let's play this out a little bit longer. So now we're going to be waiting here. Look, it's clearly rejecting off the previous day high. Clearly rejecting off the previous day high. Now you might say, well, Ellie, well, here it's actually above the previous day high. Sure, right? Good eye there, Jimmy. However, look at the ADMA. It's too far away. You cannot enter this. You cannot enter this. And what do you know? What happens? Oh, it gets above it again. And then, now you just entered in on a failed breakout. And now you're sad and you're like little Jimmy and you want to sit in a corner and say trading's not for you. But you didn't actually use the LE model here. And I'll explain to you why you didn't. Because, look, it taps the EMA. So now it's trying to establish trend. And then, look, now it gets up and over. It perfectly retests the previous day high. And what happens? Look. It stays above it. It's still above it. Look, the ADMA is catching. You see the ADMA? It's catching up. See how it's catching up? This is a good retest, not when there was a huge air gap. Okay, when there's a big distance where an extension, you don't want to touch that. People call it an air gap. People call it an extension. I like the term air gap because it means there's a huge gap of where I'm going to lose money. Look, gets above previous day high. I'll point it here. The EMA is relatively close. It's not exactly there, but it's about, 30 cents away. That's pretty close versus $1.30. And what happens? It rips all the way to the highs. This is a perfect LE model setup. Key notes here. Over here, so I'll arrow it. Over here, it's above the previous day high. Yes, it's above. Okay, it's above. But it's too far away. It's too far away. You want tight. Look, you're entering here. It's like, it's finally, most of the candle body's over it. And of course, this is trading. So what does it do? It smacks you in the face like a fly swatter. Now it comes down to the EMA, the ADMA, and this is going to establish trend. You're not going to enter here. You're going to watch how it reacts. This is not an entry because we can do long it to the previous day high. No, you're asking for trouble. Here we go. We're going. Now we get a nice, beautiful candle up and over. Now, we're not going to chase this. We're going to wait for a slight pullback, let the EMA start to catch up. We can see the EMA is catching up here. Pulls back, holds the previous day high like an absolute champ, and then rips to the high of the day. This is an LE model setup, and we're going to look at one more. We're going to look at IWM. So this is IWM on Friday, and we're going to go to the charts. So we can see, look, IWM, immediate rip off the open above the previous day high. This is not an entry, okay? You have to wait for a pullback to either the EMA or the level. In this case, the level would be the pre-market high because this is off the open. So the EMA is actually, I'll duplicate it, is down here. So now whatever is first, so you want to see it come down and tap the pre-market high and hold. What happens? It doesn't actually hold the level. Immediate rejection right here. Immediate rejection. And then it comes down and taps the EMA and then prints a failed breakout. Why? Because this is not an LE model setup. This is ugly. It's not up and over. The first retest did not hold. This is a bad setup. You should not enter these type of setups. Now, let me speed this up a little bit. and you'll see when the actual entry occurs. The entry occurs right here. Okay, I just said here, but it went too fast. But this is the actual entry. And I'm going to explain to you why. And this is how price actually moves. So if you're an ICT fellow, you're going to be like, well, this is manipulation. No, it's not. It's a 30-minute EMA retap, but manipulation is fine because it makes you sound smart and it helps you sleep at night. So look, we get our failed breakout here. Okay, we get our failed breakout, but then price reclaims the EMA, reclaims it, pulls back, holds it. So now it's what we're doing is called establishing trend. It's just establishing trend. This is not an entry. That is not an entry. The entry is once it breaks out of this little flag here and perfectly retest the pre-market high. Boom. Perfectly retest it. Now you're going to say, well, Ellie, there's a little bit of distance between the pre-market high and this level. So if I do some quick math here, it is about 10 cents. So if you can go to the store and find me something that you can buy for a dime, I'd be impressed because nothing in the world is 10 cents. It's a $260 stock. 10 cents is a rounding error. This is the actual entry, and what happens? This thing goes absolutely ballistic for the rest of the day. This is an LE model entry. Over here is not an LE model entry. Look, this perfect. It traps a bunch of people. So all the people that entered on this candle right here are trapped. They're trapped. It reclaims them. They're starting to shake in their boots. Boom, we get over the pre-market high, we break out the flag, and we go to the highs. So if you like these chart reviews and you like breaking down trades like this and you find them valuable, let me know in the comments. I'm more than happy to help as many people as possible. But now let's get back into the PowerPoint. So you can probably see the LE model changed my life. Those two trades I just showed you netted me about $2,800. Okay, $2,800. So here's $1,700 on the Amazon trade I just showed you and $1,100 on IWM. Now, at my old job, I did not make $2,800 every paycheck. I made less than that. This is the power of the LE model. This is just two trades, and this is the first week of January when price is pretty slow. $2,800 and two trades. The LE model changed my life, and it can change yours. But before we go any further and we end this video, I want to leave you with one thing. The same lesson, different price, but different lives. On the left here, you're going to learn some bullshit, okay? Maybe like a theater class in college that you're going to pay $50K to go to. $50K to go to. And you're going to be like, this is amazing, okay? I'm going to change my life. I'm going to get that corporate job my parents always wanted, right? That's how a lot of people go. A lot of people are college educated, and that is the path that is pushed. However, the same lesson that I'm teaching you today is this chart right here, which is the LE model. Different price. It's free here on YouTube. And I get to live a different life. I don't have to go to that 9 to 5 and have Lisa from HR breathing down my neck. All I do is sit at my desk and click buttons all day and pay a ton in taxes. So the question I want to leave you with is, if both of these have the same lesson but a different price, which life do you want to win? That is it. Have a good night.